This is big breaking emergency news. Something very suspicious is going on, and they are getting ready for something very bad to happen. All right, you can see here this video. All right, this is what we're talking about today, and this is what somebody spotted today while they were driving, and this was in a Walmart parking lot. All right, so this is very serious, and I want you guys to listen to this guy's account. Shout out to this guy, We the People 45, right? He found this, and this is what's going on inside of New York right now. And they're getting prepared for a, quote, mass casualty events. Mass casualty events. And they were doing this training at a Walmart. So something's going on. Something's going on. We're seeing too much movement and too much activity for this to not be a coincidence. So let's dive into this video here. Really quick, guys, please hit that like for me. Hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, and I'm keeping you guys updated on this urgent news. All right, and it helps to get these warnings out to people. This is what's going on in New York right now, okay? And there's a lot of stuff going on in New York. A lot of different events that they could be preparing for. Do you guys remember that earthquake in New York just a few weeks ago, in New Jersey and New York, right? Really quick, just to give you guys an update on that really quick before I show you this video, okay? There have been hundreds of these earthquakes that have happened in New York, all right? You can see here, New Jersey earthquake aftershocks now number 120, right? So this is an article that was just updated today, 120 aftershocks. And these mini earthquakes are happening constantly in this area. So this 4.5 that struck on April 5th really caused a major disruption in this area, right? And we're going to see the settling and the pressure being released for a while, it seems. So maybe that's what they're getting ready for. I'll talk more about that in a second, but they could be getting ready for something potentially even worse, right? So listen to what this guy's saying really quick, and then I will give you guys my opinion on it as well.
I just want to know if I should be concerned. All government plates. Outside of a Walmart. What are these guys doing? They're getting lunch, but what is it? I'm so curious. Really disappointed I didn't get it on video, but I just talked to the guy, and they're Air Force. They're like a mobile hospital that go to mass casualty events, and they were doing an exercise in the area. It was a pretty concerning conversation. One guy didn't want to say anything, and the other guy talked to me, and he said they're basically doctors and they work for the Air Force, and I'm concerned. So if something big happens in New York anytime soon, then yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I mean,
all right, so you heard that there. He saw these U.S. government trailers all parked in this Walmart parking lot, and he asked them what they're doing, and apparently they're doing a drill for a mass casualty event. He said most of them were with the U.S. Air Force, apparently. Okay, so pretty strange and peculiar what is going on. You could see those were government plates that he showed right at the beginning of the video. And there are 5 different med trucks, right? And these are probably emergency medical response units that would be responding to some kind of radiological, chemical, biological attack or event, right? Another thing to be concerned about and just aware of is potentially more earthquakes that could hit New York and this region, because you don't really think about it, but New York is a mountainous area. It has mountains that go through it. The Appalachian Range actually goes all the way up through New York. Okay, so there is earthquake potential there, and we could actually see a big earthquake along the New Madrid fault line near Missouri and near the Mississippi River. And a earthquake there could then trigger, the pressure could then be transferred up into New York. All right, that's the transfer pattern that we could be dealing with if we have a big earthquake there. All right, and 120 tremors. That's a lot. So something is going on. And there also are potentially, I'm not saying that's what this is, but there are potentially even things like earthquake weapons that potentially the U.S. military has, and even other militaries have as well. And they even potentially have deep underground boring weapons where they can bore very deep into the earth and cause detonations that can potentially trigger earthquakes along fault lines. All right, there's a lot of different things that could be in use, and I'm not saying this is what happening at all. All right, I'm just saying that these technologies exist, and one day some crazy person that gets a hold of this technology could use it in a sense like this. Right, so make sure you guys are getting prepared. What do you guys think of that New York video? Very concerning. Have you seen anything else like this? And the fact that they're at a Walmart as well is just strange too, because Walmart, it's one of these mega corporations that have contracts with the government to turn their locations and times of emergency into things like emergency facilities, like FEMA facilities and things like that. There are a lot of different government contractors, things like stadiums, all this stuff. That's why you see, this giant baseball stadium. Now it's a FEMA camp, and they have cots all in it, and people are staying there. Or it's a whatever, okay, some kind of shelter. That's because they have these contracts with the government to operate as emergency centers during these events. So they could be preparing to convert either this Walmart into an emergency management center, a FEMA center, something along those lines, or potentially they're training for the event to happen at Walmart, some kind of radiological, biological attack to happen at Walmart, because that's what they're training for, right? And you guys have seen me covering it every other day. There's some new insane drill where they're in full hazmat gear and they're preparing for a nuclear detonation dirty bomb, essentially, inside the US. That's what they're running simulations for and training for. The military, the National Guard, they are getting prepared and ready for events like this. Every week, they're doing some kind of new training exercise related to radiological, chemical, even biological events, right? These med trucks too, we could see, I'm just thinking of the different scenarios that they could be responding to. A biological event as well. Think of some kind of biological release, some kind of deadly pathogen is released, and they have to respond and quarantine entire areas, entire stores, entire cities are now being quarantined, and they're responding to some kind of biological event like we've seen before in our country, right? Some kind of release, some kind of outbreak, major outbreak. We've seen these warnings, especially recently, for things for the birds. So we could see potentially something like that as well. Maybe some kind of, there's a major outbreak. Maybe there's something released at the Walmart. I don't know. I don't know what they're preparing for, but they are moving a lot of things around, and they use the cover of drills. Oh, it's just a drill. It's just training to move everything around to get it in position for an event, right? That's what they always say, because they're not going to say, look, we're deploying all this stuff because we're preempting this major event, because then people, the general public, would freak out, right? Most people are not prepared, are not ready, do not have any preps. They have 2 days worth of food in their fridge, and the power's going to go out, and that's not even going to be good. All right, so get prepared now, guys. Get ready now. This video is very concerning, and it seems like this area, they are getting ready for something big. They keep doing training, exercises, and events, all right? And if we do see something like this, this could be where it's at, because think about it. Our country is wide open right now. So we are vulnerable. We could see something like this enter our country, and there's very high concentrations of people that have entered in these regions, in New York, in New York City. All right, so we could see some kind of attack, right? There's people slipping through the cracks every single day. There's foreign militaries entering our country every single day. And if you don't believe that, then you're naive to think that they wouldn't take advantage of this situation. America's wide open right now. No other country, no sane country on earth would do this or allow this. And at the same time, they're warning, the FBI is warning, we're going to see attacks inside the U.S. We're seeing all these fires, explosions, hazmat situations happening all the time, right? And at the same time, our country is wide open. So they know something's coming, but they're not preventing it. They're not stopping it and saying, hey, we need to protect our country. What's going on? This needs to stop, right? Nobody is pulling the brakes and saying, wait a minute, right? So make sure you guys are getting ready and getting prepared, because they're getting ready too, and they're not stopping it. They're getting ready for it, but it's not being stopped. For some reason, the event, they're not locking it down, shutting it down to stop it. We're going to be shut down afterwards. You can bet there could be lockdowns, shutdowns, shelter-in-place orders, evacuations, entire areas blocked off, quarantines, all these things. We've seen this stuff before in our country. We could see it again potentially, but we're not going to do it beforehand to stop it. There's going to be no quarantine. There's going to be no lockdown. There's going to be no, and I'm not even saying those things are good. I'm just saying our country is vulnerable and our country is wide open, and there's nothing being done to stop it. All right, so it's up to you. You need to get prepared. You need to get ready. Try to be as preemptive as possible. Try to start making your goals to leave major cities, right? And it takes years. It's hard. It's not easy to move, right? But make it one of your goals and start small now. Start growing some microgreens. Pop some seeds. Grow something. Even if you got land, even if you're on a homestead already, take it to the next level. Get the next animal. Get a cow. Get some goats. Keep pushing, because that's how you're going to survive. It's up to you to do your preps, right? They're getting prepared, but it's up to you to get prepared for yourself and your family, right? There's not going to be a prep stockpile for you when it hits the fan. They're not going to have one for us. They should. All the money that's being spent, there should be 10 for everyone in the country. But the priorities are not there. So it's up to you to get a 20-pound bag of rice, get canned food, get some water tanks, some water jugs, store them away, get some water filters, get a ham radio, get a sat phone, get satellite internet, get alternative forms of communication, get these preps ready, get solar, generator. I'm just thinking of all the things we're working on here. Chickens, garden, all this stuff. Start working towards it now, because it's up to you. It's really up to you at this point to have your preps in order and to be ready for whatever's coming next, right? So thank you guys. I hope you have big blessings for your life, your family, and I hope you guys have a big old blessed day.